Hello students, in the present lecture we are going to discuss verification of various atoms, and this is the last part of our discussion about verification. Later on we are going to learn valuation of assets and liabilities. Before that, firstly see what are the points of present discussion. Verification of outstanding expenses. Liabilities are legal obligations of the organization to third parties, especially in business organization. Liabilities are arising for various causes. Liabilities are the financial obligations of an enterprise other than owner's fund. Verification of liabilities is important as verification of assets. Verification of asset is important equally. Verification of liability is also important. Current liabilities are those liabilities which are payable within 1 year. There are two types of expenditure, capital expenditure and revenue expenditure. But we are concerned here revenue expenses such as rent, rates, salaries, interest, taxes, etc., which have become due but not paid, called as outstanding expenses. It means that the expenses which are due but not paid, called as outstanding expenses, the expenses which are remained unpaid, called as outstanding expenses, total recurring expenses must be considered for finding out net profit or net loss, but one or the reason of some portion they remain unpaid. In order to calculate correct net profit or loss, there is a need to consider outstanding expenses. While verifying outstanding expenses, the auditor should focus the following factors. The points which are to be considered by the auditor at the time of verification of outstanding expenses highlighted here. The auditor should see that the list of outstanding expenses classified by nature of expenses. By considering nature of expenses, there is a need to classify outstanding expenses, and an auditor should get list of outstanding expenses from client. The auditor should compare current year's list of outstanding expenses to that of last year and make inquiries into material variations. Material variations may be arise because situations are not constant. Situations are changing as per the business environment. So, for that purpose, the auditor should obtain the list of last year outstanding expenses and compare that list with current year's outstanding expenses. And if there is material variance or variation found, the auditor should make detailed inquiries about it. The auditor should verify the particular expenditure account and cash book, passbook to find out the amount of total expenditure and the portion of outstanding. Firstly, auditor should look at the total amount of particular expenditure of which the portion paid by the organization and remainder portion treated as outstanding expenses, and that should be noted by the auditor. The auditor should check carefully that this expenditure paid entirely is not shown as outstanding, as well as less amount is shown as outstanding than the actual one. These expenses expenses are required to maintain to day-to-day operations of the business organization. But the expenses entirely paid are not treated as outstanding expenses, and auditor should note that fact and such things regarding outstanding expenses. The auditor should obtain a certificate from the responsible officer regarding outstanding expenses, giving full details such as nature or name of the item of expenditure, total amount, unpaid amount, the authority or party to whom payment is due. If the doubt is if there is doubt, the auditor can get confirmation from the parties to whom the payment is due. For the purpose of understanding proper portion of outstanding expenses, it is a duty of an auditor to get certificate from responsible officer regarding outstanding expenses, which may show item of expenditure, total amount, amount of which amount paid, and unpaid amount. The unpaid amount means outstanding amount payable to the concerned party, and if there is any doubt to an auditor, he may get confirmation from the parties to whom payment is due. The auditor should examine the documentary evidence supporting to the outstanding expenses. There are certain documentary evidence which are essential for the proving of outstanding expenses, and that proving called as evidence should be checked by the auditor while verifying outstanding expenses. The auditor should ensure that the necessary provision have been made for the outstanding expenses. Outstanding expenses are the expenses which are payable not but not paid yet. As these outstanding expenses should be taken into account for making provisions. The auditor should see that the correspondence with the respective parties, minutes of meetings, etc. These are the for in order to get complete idea. The auditor should check correspondence with the concerned party to whom amount is due and minutes held by the authorities regarding it. For that purpose, the minutes book should be checked by the auditor. The auditor should verify the estimates of outstanding expenses. The auditor should confirm that all outstanding expenses have been disclosed on liability side in the balance sheet. Because outstanding expenses are payable, that is liability of an organization, and that should be disclosed on the liability side of the balance sheet. Another item of verification is verification of provision for taxation. There are two types of tax: direct tax and indirect tax. Direct tax is directly charged on income. Indirect tax is associated with the utilization or consumption basis. So, indirect tax is progressive in nature. Indirect tax is regressive in nature. Nowadays, Taxation has become an important liability, so the companies are required to make full provision in accounts in this regard. Generally, taxation is payable to the government or local authorities. Taxes on the profit earned by the business concerns during the year is payable in that year. Now we are mostly focusing on direct taxation, that is tax on income, that is tax on profit. A fair estimates of the taxes must be made and provided for. A short or excess provision for taxes can be adjusted whether the assessment is completed. While verifying provision for taxation, the auditor should consider under mentioned points. The auditor should see whether the provision made for taxation is sufficient to meet the estimated liability. Taxation is also liability. For that purpose, the auditor should see that the adequate provision for taxation has been made by the business organization in order to meet the actual liability. The auditor should verify all the calculations regarding estimation of profit and provision for taxation, considering the prevailing rates of taxes. In every year, Finance Act is to be passed by the central government, and by considering the by considering the changing circumstances, certain additions and deletions should be made in Finance Act, and the modification or inclusion suggested in Financial Act that should be implemented and that should be considered while making provision for taxation. Another item of our discussion is verification of underwriting commission. Underwriting commission is mostly given at the time of issue of securities. While verifying underwriting commission, the auditor should consider the under mentioned points. In last 10 to 15 lectures, we are looking only what are the points essential for verification and what are the points of essential for vouching. It means that what points should be taken into consideration by the auditor at the time of vouching or verification. Now we are discussing about verification of underwriting commission. For verification of underwriting commission, the auditor should consider under mentioned point such as the auditor should examine the articles of association and prospect to see that underwriting commission is authorized by the article of association and disclosed in the prospects. At the time of issue of securities, prospect is also issued. In that prospect, certain things are incorporated, and by considering the article of association of the company, the auditor should see that whether the commission is authorized by the article of association, and that point is incorporated in prospects. The auditor should inspect the arrangement with the underwriters. In share market or security market, SEBI is playing a dominant role, and but there are certain underwriters which are engaged in underwriting processes. For that purpose, the auditor should inspect the agreement made by the client with the underwriters. The auditor should verify the payment of commission with the receipts and board's minute books regarding allotment of shares in payment of commission will be checked. By considering the number of shares allotted, the commission is to be calculated. For that purpose, the auditor should confirm and verify receipts regarding underwriting commission, resolution passed by the board of directors and that are given in minute books, and payment issued if by the client to the underwriter. The auditor should see that the amount paid for underwriting commission must be disclosed in the balance sheet until it is written off. Underwriting commission is to be written off gradually, but firstly, underwriting commission is to be disclosed in balance sheet, and the underwriting portion can be deducted from it yearly. Another item of discussion is verification of payment of wages. Wages and salaries, these are the remunerative points to workers and employees of the company. Mostly wages are provided for unskilled work, semi-skilled work. Wages is the remuneration given by the company to the workers, and while verifying payment of wages, the auditor should check the following items. The internal check system is adequate or not. Internal check system is an important component of internal control system. In order to avoid fraud at early stage, internal check system is to be established or installed in big business organizations. So auditor firstly see that whether the internal check system is adequate or not. If the internal check system is adequate, the auditor may rely on it and he should apply test checking. But there are more chances for making frauds in wages. Therefore, auditor should take proper care while verifying payment of wages. Casts of wage sheets or wage book. If the number of workers are getting wages, for that purpose, a wage sheet is to be prepared by the client, and it is the duty of an auditor to cast or to make calculations and see that accuracy of calculation shown in wage sheets. To ascertain the accuracy of calculation, a few items of wage sheet should be checked. For that purpose, sample testing may be applied through the auditor, and if the samples are correct, there is a possibility that all calculation is to be correct. Total of wages payable and amount of checks drawn. While verifying payment of wages, firstly the auditor should see that the total amount payable on account of wages and checks drawn by the client regarding wages. Name of some workers in wage sheets in order to avoid proxy transactions or fictitious transactions. Certain evidences are very essential. For that purpose, the auditor should confirm name of some workers, their attendance, their signature like this while verifying wage sheets. Whether wage sheets are signed by all persons responsible for their preparation. A wage sheet prepared by the employee is to be signed by the responsible officer, and those who are concerned with the preparation and checking of wage sheets, they also sign on wage sheets. It means they have seen the material facts about the wage sheets, and auditor should confirm that wage sheets are signed by the responsible persons. Sanctional strength of workers and that shown by wage sheets. There should be limit which should be taken into consideration in estimation. If the organization has decided they require 20 workers, it means that is limit. The workers should not be more than 20, that is our limit. So that is sanction the strength of workers. And by considering this fact, the auditor should verify wage sheets. Those sanction the strength is tallied with the wage sheets. More workers may be appointed for certain circumstances, but for that purpose, sanction of concerned authorities is essential. Attendance sheet of workers. Workers are attending daily, and for that purpose, the auditor should check attendance sheet of workers, and that will abstract certain items like arrival time, outgoing time, total duration on work, etc. Whether the receipts are signed by the workers or be a thumb impression by the workers. When actual payment is received to the workers, for that purpose, the auditor should see that receipts are signed by the workers. If these certain workers are illiterate, thumb impression of them should be checked or verified by the auditor, and that is provided on receipts. Leave register. Leave registers shows leaves taken by the workers. So with the help of leave register, an auditor can confirm the calculation of wages is correct or not. So in this way, in the present chapter, we have discussed certain items of verification, like verification of outstanding expenses, verification of provision for taxation, verification of payment of wages. So in this way, our verification part is over. Yet we have to learn valuation of assets and liabilities. But before starting valuation of assets and liabilities, I would like to recall what we have learned up to this stage. We learned origin of auditing, meaning definitions of auditing, objectives of auditing, advantages of auditing, principles of auditing, difference between accountancy and auditing. In vouching, certain facts also highlighted, but in internal check system, we learned that what is the need of internal check system and what is its significance. In vouching, we seen that what is meant by vouching, what are the examples of vouchers, how vouching is essential for auditing purpose. Vouching is the prime section of auditing, and we also focused what points should be taken into account while vouching cash transaction by the auditor. In verification, we have discussed meaning of verification, what are the essential aspects of verification, verification of various fixed asset, verification of various current asset, verification of various liabilities, and verification of current liabilities. So in this way we got basic information as related to auditing, and auditing is mostly useful to all types of organization, and therefore the significance of auditing is very important. So in next lecture we are going to start new era of auditing, that is valuation of assets and liabilities. So in this way I am concluding my today's speech here. Thank you.